Hey, it's Lori Ballen, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a lead magnet to generate more real estate leads. We are going to look at how to buy a house, how to come up with the topics, create the blog, carry that over to an ebook, how to do the lead capture, everything you need to know about creating this lead magnet. Stay with me. This is gold. Today, we are going to specifically look at how to create a guide. And in this case, I'm going to show you how to do it like on a blog post. And then how to turn that into an ebook. And then how to offer that as a lead magnet on your website or in your social media groups, on paid advertising. We're going to look at a landing page on how to offer the report. We're going to look at software that works for making the report. And then, of course, once we get these real estate leads, we're going to go to work converting them with our campaigns, retargeting, email, SMS, phone, direct mail, what have you. All right. So again, I'm Lori Ballen in Las Vegas, and I specialize in generating leads online. And I have a real estate business here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and would appreciate your referrals. And many coaching groups, which some of you guys are taking my lessons at Ballen Academy. So let's jump right into this. In your lesson, I'm going to include the steps to this tutorial, okay? And that's really going to help you move along with this faster because there are going to be a lot of steps. All right, 1, do you need to have a real estate website? No. You can create the ebook without ever having a website. So I'll use the timestamp below if you need to jump ahead. I'm going to first cover how we generate the topics, the paragraphs. We're going to talk about putting it on the website. We're going to talk about search engine optimization, how to SEO your blog post for rankings, which is my specialty. So if you don't want to know about the SEO part and the blog part, you can skip ahead to the ebook if you'd like. And we're going to go into then how we take the same content, put it over into the ebook, because you do want to lay it out. And then we'll move from there into how to make the offer for the ebook. And I'm going to include links to any of the software that I mentioned in the video below. I am an affiliate marketer, so I do benefit when you make a purchase through one of my links. All right, so this website here, this is where I have begun to create all of my content. So I'm a blogger and I love having a real estate website. And let me show you why. I'm going to go over here to Clicky Analytics. Again, links in the video. Actually, let me just give you this link really quick. If you go to loristools.com, I've got all of the software that I use and talk about in a list here. It is alphabetizable, or you can search by what type of software it is. There's also a search bar here. So if you said, wait a minute, what was that thing she said, opt something? You can start typing opt-in and you'll find what it is. Oh yeah, opt-in monster. Okay, got it. Then you can click that link. If I have a code or a coupon or something, that link will potentially get you a 30-day free trial or a $1 trial or something like that. So definitely check those links out to see if there's an offer for you there. Some of my affiliate brands have given me certain affiliate offers that I can extend to you guys. So I start by blogging, and if you go over to my Clicky Analytics, just this morning I was looking at my real estate website, and I'm going to click on content, and I'll click on like the last 28 days. All right, so this is kind of like a Google Analytics, and basically what it does is it tells me what content people are visiting on my website. So the top one for the last 28 days has been neighborhood Christmas lights with 30,000 views, almost 40,000 views. That was people hitting my hyper-local blog on where to go see Christmas lights in Vegas. That's another video, right? Then it was homes for sale in Henderson, Santa photos, my home page, my events page, lots and lots of hyper-local, my welcome to Las Vegas page, seller financed homes, things to do around Lake Mead, most expensive homes, market report. So you can kind of see these, this general list. Well, what I noticed on here was that my blog posts that I promote how to buy a house in Las Vegas wasn't as high up as it usually is. So I had to go kind of look at it and go, all right, what is happening there? Why am I not generating as many leads on that blog post? All right, so then I go over to my handy dandy SEO tool. Now you do not have to get this fancy, you guys. This is what I do for a living. I generate leads online. So I have super comprehensive analytics software that helps me in that process. So if you aren't there yet, skip this part and don't worry about it. But I'm on my favorite SEO tool, SEMrush. And what I'm able to do is I can type in my website up here in the URL bar, so ballenvegas.com. And then I can go down here and click View Full Report. Because I'm kind of wondering, like, okay, buying a house in Las Vegas, why am I not generating as many leads as I used to on that page? Or why am I not generating as much traffic? And I can go over here to Pages. And I'll type in buy because I know buy is in the URL. That's a keyword in the URL. All right, so let's look. We're looking for the how to buy a house in Las Vegas. And I have, okay, there, home buying, what is escrow? Okay, so what I found on here was that I have a lot of pages that are taking the keyword buying a house. So I said, okay, let me use some strategy in this. And yesterday what I did is I went through all of these blogs. What is escrow? What is earnest money? What is the home inspection? Back in the day, it was advantageous to create a bunch of little individual blogs for the topic. Where today in 2020, here it is. This is what I was looking for, home buying. Okay. In 2020, it's actually better to create one long form blog with all of those topics and a table of contents. Historically, not historically, but what we're seeing is there is a correlation between top ranking blog pages and the length of that blog post and how deep they dived into that blog post, okay? And so I've pulled up this page on how to buy a house now that I've done, and I'm going to click on organic keywords, and I can see that it only has 14 organically ranking keywords. And normally for a long form blog post, I have hundreds. So that told me yesterday I need to go through and stitch them all together and put them all into one blog post, which is what I started working on yesterday, okay? Now, what I can see here is that this one right here, my top ranking keyword for that page is buy house Las Vegas with 880 monthly searches. So I really want to focus that blog post today on how to buy a house in Las Vegas. Buy a house in Las Vegas. That's like my main focus, okay? So I came over here and I retitled my blog post, How to Buy a House in Las Vegas. Okay, now I'm going to click edit and I'm going to do a couple little best practices and show you how this blog was formulated so that you know how to kind of get started and move through your article that is then going to offer you the ability to create this lead magnet that we're going to build today. Okay, first strategy is to put whatever your main keyword focus is in the title. So we're going to cover SEO a little bit. So remember we're going to go with buy a house in Las Vegas was our main focus. All right, you want to include that in the first paragraph, okay? So I have purchasing a home purchasing a home is a big decision. There's a lot to consider. There are no real secrets for buying a home as much as there is advice. Even if you've bought a home in Nevada before, you may not remember every step in the process. This guide, actually, let's put this comprehensive guide will show you how to buy a house in Las Vegas. Okay, now we also want to make sure that buy a house in Las Vegas is in a heading tag. Now, what you'll see here is, see all these big, bold titles up here? These are heading tags. So I start my new paragraphs where I start a new topic, basically, or a new subtopic, right? The topic is how to buy a house in Las Vegas. Well, the subtopic is each little category. How to qualify, looking at homes, choosing a real estate agent, coming up with a down payment. Those are all going to be like major topics. So those are set in a certain styling that we call heading tags. Now, if you are using WordPress, this is actually super, super easy. What you'll see here is that I have styling as soon as I click on one of these little content blocks here, there's styling that appears automatically. So if I want this to be an H3, I can make it an H3. If I want it to be an H4, I can make it an H4. So it's kind of like an outline. H1 is the title of your blog post. H2 is the heading of each new topical paragraph. H3 would be a subheading of the subheading. Okay? So your subheading is down payment, is credit score. And then maybe, so that's an H2. Then maybe under there you have subheadings that say like debt to income credit ratio, length of employment, you know, because now these are kind of like little subheadings that are part of that other paragraph. So that's where it's kind of like making an outline. Okay. So that's where our H1 is the title of the blog. H2 is the paragraph titles. And then H3 would be subtopics of the subtopic, essentially, and down from there. Rarely will I ever get beyond an H4. And even H3s are pretty common. All right, but H2s are every single paragraph. Now, I'm using WordPress, and if you need a WordPress website, let me just give you a couple options before I keep going here. One, I have a link in the description below for a website called WP Engine. With WP Engine, and there's plenty others like this, with WP Engine, you can actually click the button, sign up, choose a basic hosting plan, 25 or 30 bucks a month or whatever to get started, or you can save by buying an annual purchase, of course. And then it'll walk you through how to set up your SSL certificate that's included, how to add your WordPress theme, which is included. And I have step-by-step videos and guides on how to build your own WordPress. That being said, you guys, it's going to be more challenging. It looks like this. Let me give you an example of a website here. Go Summerlin. This is just a basic WordPress website. I built this in under 30 minutes, the framework, you know, the theme and all of that. This is Agent Press Pro, and you can follow my guide and build this step by step. So you can click the button for WP Engine, get your hosting, you'll get the theme included, you get your SSL included. You will need to register your domain name elsewhere. I've got tips on that too with such like GoDaddy or Namecheap, okay? Now, if this is going to turn out to be way beyond you, my brothers over at Ballen Brands build real estate agent websites. So just give them a call, 702-917-0755, link in the video, okay? We build WordPress websites with Gutenberg, which is these content blocks that you're looking at here. Now, if you already have a WordPress website and you're saying, wait a minute, Lori, I don't have content blocks. Here's how you can find out if you have the content blocks or not. Click anywhere. You should be able to go up to the left and add this little plus sign. These are content blocks. If you don't see it, you probably just don't have Gutenberg activated. And you can do that by scrolling down here to Appearance. Let me open this in a new window. We're going to go to the Appearance tab, and we're going to scroll down to, I'm sorry, not Appearance, Settings. Settings is what you want. Appearance is where you do your theme. Settings. And then we are going to go to, I believe it's Reading. Writing. There it is. Sorry about that. I don't know why I was missing it. Okay, it's under the writing. So go to settings and then go to writing. I actually just had to switch over to a different website because what happens is some of the themes have this and some of them don't. That's why I was struggling with where it was at. So right here, if I go to settings and go to writing, default editor for all users, classic or block editor. So if you are using a WordPress theme that is Gutenberg compatible and you don't see those content blocks, it's possibly right here under your writing. You've got to click on block editor to actually activate that. It doesn't say Gutenberg, so it's hard to find, okay? All right. So definitely choose a WordPress Gutenberg theme. And guys, this Gutenberg for me has been life-changing when it comes to my work. I mean, I'm just getting so much done so much faster. Okay, so that's what these H2s are. So I want to make sure in 1 or 2 or 3, whatever, of these heading tags, that I'm somewhere using that phrase, buy a house in Las Vegas, okay? So, taxes when buying a house in Las Vegas. That one's an H3, so that works fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for buy a house and follow these arrows. Buy a house in Las Vegas. Okay, so old school, let me give you some differences with SEO. Old school SEO, we would stuff that keyword phrase in as many places as we could, and we would say it, buying a house, bought a house, buy a home, buy a property, buy a whatever. We would like really stress that exact phrase. And in 2020, saying the exact phrase a million times is not necessary. That being said, having like a 1 to 3% keyword density, based on your word count is still kind of a best practice. And you can test and measure. And I find if I go over if I go too high on my keyword density, then my page will drop on the rankings because it looks like spam. It's spammy looking. If I go too far under, it also doesn't rank as well. So there is some correlation. And I'm just looking at my own testing. You can go check your own testing however you want to. So I want to have buy a house in Las Vegas like 1 to 3%. And if I go up here, and this is another really cool thing about Gutenberg, if I click on this I up here, right here, look what I can see. My blog post, remember, we're building an ebook out of this, so it should be really long too. It's 10,553 words right now. And I'm still working on it. So I'm taking out some things that don't apply and I'm putting in things that do apply. So it was like 7,000 words yesterday, and then I got it up to 11, and then I'm kind of pulling out a little bit of stuff that looks redundant, really optimizing it. So 10,553 words with 54 headings. So remember, those headings are those H2s and H3s. There's 54 of those. 265 paragraphs, but don't let that confuse you because that has to do more with all these little separations that I do to create white space in the visuals. So don't worry about that. And 349 content blocks. But look at this outline, guys. This is, you're welcome to use my guide without using my exact content, right? You're going to want to, it's not going to be good for any of us if we all create the same content. You definitely can't just take somebody else's words off their page. That being said, you can definitely use my outline and just change the words around to fit you and your process. So my H1 tag is my title, how to buy a house in Las Vegas. The H2s are all the subtopics. Are you ready? Do you qualify to buy a home? How much can you afford? Determining the down payment. How to get pre-approved for a loan. Homeowners insurance. Determining your housing needs. Deciding where you want to live. Does schools matter? Your first time looking at houses. How to make an offer. What is earnest money? What is escrow? The due diligence process. The home appraisal. The home inspection. Final walkthrough. Costs when buying a house. Timeline when buying a house. Frequently asked questions. And glossary of real estate terms. Now I'm going to add something in there in a minute that I need to add in there, but you can get a great idea now of exactly how I did it. So what I do is this: whenever I'm going to create a lead magnet and I want to give away an ebook, I do this a lot. So I want to give away an ebook that is a super comprehensive guide. What I'm doing first is putting it on a blog, because why not get the benefit of having this on a blog? If you don't have your own website, you could put this on Medium or Active Rain or Inman, submit it to Inman. I mean, wherever you can get eyeballs on your content so that they can click the link that has the offer for the guide is going to be valuable for you. Okay, you're gonna. I mean, think about. I said Inman, but that's not what I meant. Think about Realtor.com and any of these housing places that put out buyer information. Today we're talking about the buyer guide. Okay, so what I do is I sit down with a checklist. I start with the notepad, Evernote or Apple Notes or my WordPress blog, and the first thing I do is say, okay, what's the topic? Buying a house. All right, what are the steps? And I number them on my own. I sit down. I just go, okay, what if they're buying a house? What are they going to do? Okay, what first? Oh yeah, they need to find a realtor. I don't even have that in here. I need to add that. They need to get approved for a loan. All right, they need to learn about what are all the processes. There's a home inspection, there's a walkthrough, there's a home tour, and you sit down and you write these all down. And then underneath those topics, you say, okay, wait, do I need to, how much can I drill down into those? Are there any subtopics of that category? You do that first. And this could be just day one. This doesn't all have to be done in one day. So this is your first day, is just sitting down and doing this. Now, if you were going to create a lead magnet for an investor, you're going to do the exact same process. All right, if somebody wants to invest in a house in Las Vegas, what are the steps? If somebody wants to flip a house in Las Vegas, what are the steps? If somebody wants to sell their house for sale by owner in Las Vegas, what are the steps, right? This is the concept. And if you start here, the rest becomes so much easier because it's not nearly as daunting. Now, guys, I'm giving you gold in this video, so I hope that you stay with me. At least bookmark it, save it, subscribe, because this is like so important for your business and can be the one thing you do this year that changes everything, is if you follow this process. Now listen, you want to plus this? Go create a YouTube channel. You can follow my guide on how to build a YouTube channel. Each week this year, create a video based on the subtopic. Week 1, how do you qualify to buy a home? Week 2, how much home can you afford? I'm going to do this right along with you guys so that you can see the actual samples. I did this in 2007 with short sales, and I haven't done it with just traditional real estate. So I'll do it this year so you guys can kind of watch the model. How much home can you afford? Determine the down payment. Get pre-approved for a loan. And by the way, if you don't want to be on the video talking, you can do voiceovers. There's all kinds of video software where you can load up visuals and just do a voiceover. These can be 3-minute explainer videos. You can use that cartoon software where it draws out little people. Mary had a problem. Mary wanted to know how to buy a house. Mary didn't have her down payment. Mary contacted Lori Ballen, real estate agent in Las Vegas, who told her, 1, this loan program, 2, this loan program, and 3, this loan program. If you wanted more information, whatever, you could do that. Your videos will rank better if they're meatier and better value, really explain well. So it might be better to do that. Another thing you can do is you can contact your ancillary services, your mortgage, your title, your whatever, and ask them if you can interview them on that topic. So it doesn't have to be you. Get your broker involved. Get your partner involved. Get buyers and sellers involved. Get your, everybody, home inspector, mortgage, escrow, home stager, anybody that you have that's in there, have them cover an H2, okay? So then you can even make this blog and your e-guide better by adding the videos as you go. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to wait on all of this and say, oh, Lori said go make videos, let me wait. No. Do this first. Let's get it all done. Let's get our ebook done. Then as we make videos, we can go in and edit and add. Okay, so this is first. All right, so pretty basic. Now I've showed you there's a title, there's an intro. We've got one focus keyword. All right, buy house in Las Vegas. So we're gonna make sure that those are on the page enough. If you want to know like your keyword density in a poor man way without going and getting a tool, type in your main keyword phrase, buy a house in Las Vegas, up here in this little, just do Command F or Control F, and then up here type buy house in Las Vegas. Okay, so I've only used that term 3 times. That's terrible. So, based on a 10,000 word blog, that's terrible. So if I wanted 1% and I have 10,000 words, then I need to have that phrase in this blog about 100 times. Now that would sound spammy if you're just looking at a regular blog that has that phrase in there over and over again. But if I'm doing 1%, so if I just pull open any calculator, just type in the number of words and then times 0.01. And there you can see it's so about 100 times. So I will probably look at that after the fact. So 1 to 3%, no more than that. Now I'm using semantically related keywords: purchase a house, purchase a property, finance a home, find real estate. I'm using all of the semantically related. Those are more like kind of synonyms, but all of the words that are related to buying a house are semantically related, are in this blog. So I'm very much not doing old school SEO. This is 2020 SEO with some basic kind of old school best practices, which would be that keyword density ratio. Okay, those things are not required to rank well, but it can move the needle. So don't obsess with it when you're first creating your blog. But if you start to rank and you say, gosh, I'm not really ranking as high as I want for that term, you might just need to go in there and use it a little bit more strategically, okay? Also, you'll notice in my blogs, and I have not finished this, I will use images, I will add video, I will add graphs and tools. Once I've created a blog and I want that blog to rank better, I go back in and plus it with these extras. So a mortgage calculator, an estimated home payment calculator, and we can get into how to build those later. You can use a tool that already exists, or you can build a calculator pretty simply. Many ways to do that, okay? But for right now, you can see this is just the basics to create our guide, and that's fine. Now, if I want to add images, I use Canva, which is where we're going to go create our ebook anyway. And typically, I like to use pins in my blog post so that I can quickly pin to my different boards on Pinterest. So I'm not going to teach that really heavily today because we're focused on the lead magnet. But depending on when you're watching this video, you might go back in and look at my blog and see how I finished it with those. I don't just want a basic image. I don't want basic stock art anymore. I'd like to use infographics or tips, like 10 tips to the home inspection, and put that on a pin. And then people will share that and we can pin that. Okay, so thinking a little bit beyond that. But if you're just getting started and you want to put some basic stock art in there because you have a subscription, that's fine to start. And for your ebook, the basic stock art will be fine. Okay, and I'll kind of show you that when we go over to Canva. Now, down at the very bottom of your blog, let me get down to the bottom. Whoops. Not sure why that's not jumping down to the bottom. We'll just go like this. There we go. Okay, down at the bottom, and I'm really wanting to be comprehensive here, so I'm covering all of this in depth, even if you don't understand all of the pieces today. Down at the bottom, I have a plugin here called Yoast, and this is for WordPress. I also teach another one called All-in-One SEO that does some of this, does a lot of this as well. With Yoast, there's a free version and a premium version. I have the premium version primarily because of how it handles redirects, which is another lesson. What you can do here is you can type something in like your keyword phrase. What was our phrase? Buy a house. Buy a house in Las Vegas, their keyword phrase. And it will scan your blog and it will give you a rating based on how well you used that keyword. And then once it gives you that score, when you're using a 10,000 word blog, it's going to be long. It'll then, you can click on this SEO analysis and it'll say, okay, here's the problems we found. And you can actually go through each one of these and it's saying, we don't see an image that has that keyword phrase in it. We don't see an outbound link that has that keyword phrase in it. Your title doesn't have it, or your URL doesn't have it, or you didn't use it enough. So there's a guide. Now look down here what this one says. The focus keyword phrase was found 4 times. That's less than the recommended minimum of 27 times for a text of this length. So they're saying at least 27 times, which would be what, 0.0, a third of 1%, is what they're saying is the minimum. So if you have it in there overboard, it'll say, hey, wait a minute, you're about to trip those spam filters. You've overused that keyword. Okay, so something like that's good. And when you do it right, these little links will turn green. Okay, so again, it feels a little old school just because, you know, in-depth topics tend to rank for tons of things anyway without going that far. But if you're trying to go that extra level, that's what you want to do. Also, a little tip in the title here, questions often tend to get a little bit more attention, as do things in brackets, numbers, and a direct offer. Get your 2020 complete guide. And what happens is when your click rate goes up, meaning somebody Googled how to buy a house in Las Vegas, you appeared somewhere on that search engine results page. There's a calculation of how many people clicked per impression, which is how many times your page was shown on the search engine results page. The higher the click-through rate, the more likely you are to do well in the rankings. Whether or not click-through rate is a direct ranking factor, in 2020, I'm not 100% sure. It could be direct or it's indirect. In either case, we definitely want to make sure that people are clicking. I'll show you another lesson I have in your Ballen Academy course. I have a lesson on Google Search Console and how to measure those click-through rates. But those are super advanced strategies. Today, we're looking at the basics here on how to create the guide. All right. So basically what we've done now is we have created our guide. Where I have red underlines here, this is being fed with Grammarly, and Grammarly is a spell check, grammar check software. So before you go copying text from here over to your ebook, run through those red lines, and you can, if you're logged in, you can just click ignore if it's not a typo. But usually it's something like they just want you to add a little dash there. And if it's an actual spelling error, then you're going to want to fix that before you head over to your ebook. Okay. And sometimes there will be typos that are not caught. So having an extra set of eyes to go over this is a good idea as well. Okay, once you've done that, we are ready to start our ebook. Okay, so the coolest thing about the way I did this is it's already a published blog. So I'm repurposing my content and I'm doing a lot of things that are very valuable by starting with the written guide with the goal to rank on the search engines for it. You don't have to do that, but it's definitely what I teach. And it still is very valuable in 2020. I generate so many leads for my 7 websites through ranking on the search engines and then making lead magnets and offers. It's absolutely incredible. It's my #1 strategy for all of them. Okay, so here's what we're going to do next. Canva. There is a link below in the description if you want to check out Canva. You can get a free one to start and then upgrade when you think you need it. The upgraded premium gives you more images. It gives you the special features like removing a background off a photo. There's all kinds of premium features. So why don't you pause this video if you want and go ahead and set up your Canva account if you want to follow along at all. Otherwise, you can wait till the end. Next thing I'm going to do is type eBook into Canva. Now, you can go over to Fiverr, or you can go to Pinterest, you can go to Google, and you can find ebook templates that work with Canva if there's something special that you want. Okay, I don't overly worry about it. I just kind of find something that works. So the first thing we would start with is a cover. All right, so you kind of scroll down here and say, is there anything just out of the box? These are all editable. You can change the pictures. You can change the colors. Is there anything out of the box that I just think is perfect for my cover page? All right, so like here's a real estate one. Actually, it looks like travel, but that actually could be a real estate one. This is one I've used for one of my ebooks. The front door works really well. I use that one for my how to generate real estate leads. I love covers like this. Personally, I think they pop. So let's grab that one. So you're getting to see the whole design process today because I have not actually designed this. So you're getting to see the whole process through. Okay, so let me now go over to photos, and I'm going to find a, let me find a cartoon, kind of cartoon character. House. Whoops. Can't spell house today. Okay, so I could get rid of this guy here, and I can put in something like this. You can resize these however you want. Guys, you can change the cover of your ebook anytime. No need to panic at all. You can create 5 different versions of your ebook if you want, and try them and test them and see what gets you get you more views. You can find a door, put something in like that. You could find a happy couple. Ah, look at that. So there's actually a couple in a house. Now I can change color, make this different colors by clicking here. And you could play with your color palette and say, okay, let me see if I can match my brand with this, however I want to. So maybe I want to make the whole thing red like that. Just click on each one of these elements until it's however I want it. Okay. Here's a biracial couple. You can do whatever it is that you feel. If I was building if my e-guide was going to be on how to retire in Las Vegas, then I'm going to try to find somebody probably that looks a little bit more like 55 plus. Okay, so how to buy a house. I'm just thinking out loud for a second. You guys watch the exact creative process. How to buy a house. I want to make sure I have Las Vegas on here. In Las Vegas. Mainly, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change this because Las Vegas is kind of the secondary. How to buy houses first. So I'm going to change this to how to buy a house. I am the author, so I'm going to change this to Lori Ballen. And by the way, if you buy content, so I've got lots of lessons to teach you how to hire a writer. If you buy content and you buy the exclusive rights, you are still the author. you have bought the rights to that content. You are the author. But sometimes you'll buy content that is used. You're buying a use license. You cannot then change anything. You can't change the words. You can't add links. You can't change the or you can't change the order of the words. You're not the author. You have to credit the author. So keep that kind of stuff in mind. There are differences. All right. Now, if I want this, how to buy a house is awfully scrunchy. So I can just take spacing and I can spread that out. Oops, that's line height. See that? Okay. And if I want to go the full width of the page. So this is just all design. Guys, I am not good at design. It's just not my skill set. My daughter, who's in her 20s, geez, she's so good at this stuff. I'm not the best. Okay. And then maybe I want to put a little house icon on here. So what I'm saying is if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm good at the SEO and the knowing what to create and how to create it, but design work, blech, just not my specialty. Okay. So see how we're kind of using imagery still to show that they're buying a house. And if you don't like this font, this like it's all on top of each other, just click here, up here. So this is font color, this is font size, this is the actual font. So you can change that to be something that you think matches, better, and then just change the size and whatnot until it fits to where you want it. So you'll notice I started with a basic template and it looks entirely different. That's the idea. That's the concept. And by the way, this picture we just did right here is a perfect pin for Pinterest, which we'll talk about in another lesson. But just what's funny? I actually like that old font better. So I'm going to go back to it by clicking this little arrow up here, undo. I like that better. I'm going to leave it. All right, I'm going to go with this title for now. I wanted the people on the up here to depict a first-time home buyer. So I'm gonna do like 5 different covers. I'll do a single person. I'll do a family. I'll do just different things like that. I'll do different colors. We can kind of play with it, and then I'll make them all different pins too. All right, so now let's just save this. So we're going to save this as how to buy a house in Las Vegas. Actually, I'm not going to make the pin right now. We're going to keep going into our ebook. Okay, so that's the cover. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to add a new page. So we want to create the ebook page. Now we want to go get, what does that look like? Okay, so we're going to go to add a new page. And if we wanted to, we could just start designing right here, simply by clicking on text, adding text, and start writing our book. That's a simple way to do it. Or we can go get a template for the pages. So we're going to go back up here to templates. We're going to type in ebook again. And now you're going to look at, okay, do I want every page to kind of be block text like this? That could be an ebook. Let's keep looking and seeing if there's something else that I like better. I personally don't like the old-fashioned ebooks of tiny text all blocked together like that. I like mine to look a bit more like my blog post. So I tend to create much more spaciously. Ebook page. And I may not see anything on here. So if I don't find what I want here, I'll just start making my own. And what I do is once I create the one page, then I can keep going from there. Okay. So, all right. First page, and we can go back and add this. Your first page could be your intro. Your first page could be your table of contents. So your first couple of pages are going to be an intro and a table of contents in whatever order. But you might build the table of contents after you create the ebook. You can add a page at any time to any spot. So inserting and adding is easy on here. All right. So if I wanted to do like a basic intro up here, I could do something like buy a house. Ooh, I like that one. That one's actually really good for this. Okay. And then I can move that around and get it right where I want it to be. Okay. And then we're going to do an intro right here. We might put something like the first time home buyer, or you might just call it buying a house. Okay, something simple like that. Now, I don't like this tiny little fonts, so I'm going to get rid of that. Now, I suggest when you're creating that you actually click on the preview mode to see what the font's going to look like for real. So down here, we have 73%. We could zoom that to 100%, okay, and kind of look a little bit more at what this might look like and how much I want to be on that page. I'd rather build a very lengthy 100-page book that's going to take me just a little bit more time to put them on each page than to have all this text scrunched together that nobody could read. But that's just me. That's my personal preference. All right, so now we go back over and we look at our blog. Let me close that just so that I have my correct tabs. All right, so we come in here and we kind of look at our intro. What is the first thing that we talk about here? All right, purchasing a home is a big decision. There's a lot to consider. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this intro paragraph. And I'm going to go over to my here. And I'm going to grab this smaller text. And then I'm just going to paste right over that. See how that did that? Okay. And then I am going to decide, do I want this page to be centered? Do I like that centered? If not, I come up here to where these alignments are, and I change it like that. Now, I don't like words. I don't like more than 2 sentences to be grouped together. I want it to be easier on the eye, so I'm going to space that down right there. And then I might spread this out just a little bit. Now, if you're creating this ebook and you're going to publish it like on Amazon or something, you might want to use something, Adobe or some kind of design editor that will, or a template that is going to be more proper for publishing your ebook. But for this case, we're doing this for the sake of creating our guide. I love this already. I love this page. So purchasing a home is a big decision. Now, if we come up here and look at, I want to show you something. Let's just say we were to download this right now as our ebook. If I go up here to download, PDF standard, PDF print, okay? I usually go to PDF print, high quality, multi-page document. I'm forgetting one of these allows the links to be live and one of them doesn't. So I think PDF print is the one you have to use if you're using links. Let's just test this so that I can find out. I'm going to add a link really quick just to test this. So I'm going to go up here to link, ballenvegas.com, apply. And I'm going to turn it blue so that they would know that was a link. This is just an example of how we would make links, okay? So far with these Canva ebooks, if you're going to make a link, you can only create one link in the block. So like this is a block. So you would have to break that up into more segments if you wanted to include more links. Let's take a look at this. So buying a house, I'm going to go to download. Let's look at PDF standard real quick. Download. You're going to see right now because we're not going to do this whole book today, but you're going to see right now exactly what this concept is. So how to buy a house in Las Vegas saves it as PDF document. In fact, we're going to move on to the next segment here in just a couple of minutes. Look at this. There's the cover. There's the intro. Oh, the link worked. So just the first basic one is perfectly fine. Just the first one, okay? So the one thing I do have to figure out is how to have those open in a new window. So I'll look at that and see if I can put the guide in here. I'm pretty new to doing the Canva books this year. So I have got the links in there, but I've got to look at how to open that link in a new window because there's no way to add code. You're simply adding a URL string. So I have to look and see if that's a possibility. So this is essentially what happens when somebody opens your ebook. Now you can see this is why I have this font larger, because there is a good chance they're going to look at this on a computer. Now let me show you something else. If I were to take this right side and shrink this down, let me close the back window so that we're not being confused by all the stuff in my background there. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of stuff open. Should have closed those first. Okay, so if we, one more, shrink this down, watch this. Oh my gosh. Okay, what you'll see here is this is what it's going to look like on a mobile device. Okay, how to buy a house, buying a house. So that is a nice clean page. Okay, now if I'm going to put a lot of content on a page, so let's just say we get to the down payment process, and there's enough in the down payment process that it really is going to take up a lot of text area. On that page, I won't put a picture, and I might use the next size smaller font. Okay, so it's not all going to be the same as it moves over. I'm really focused on, if I'm going to create a page, what's going to make it readable for the user. I don't want to just give them a lead magnet. I don't just want to bait and switch them, or not bait and switch. I don't want to just give them some cheesy, generic, everybody has handbook. I want them actually going, man, this is good. I do need to call Lori Ballen to buy a house in Las Vegas because clearly she knows what she's talking about. I want them to hold on to this guide and use this guide and appreciate this guide. So I'm going to make it very, very valuable for them to read as much as possible. Okay. And later, each one of these pages is going to be a pin. I mean, gosh, the repurposing of something like this is absolutely incredible. This is probably the biggest asset you could build, is these types of how-to long-form guides that are written and repurposed in all of these different ways. It's a video, it's pins, it's Facebook stories, it's Instagram stories, it's lead magnets, it's a paid ad, it's landing page. Oh my gosh, you guys, gold, 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 gold. Okay, so I've given you the idea now, basically, of how to create your guide, written guide first, excuse me, and then how to create your ebook. Now I'm going to show you how to make the offer and deliver your ebook. Okay, there are lots of ways to do this. The concept is this. You need a link or a pop-up, slide in a hello bar on your website, something that makes the offer, get your how to buy a house comprehensive guide, 100, the 7 steps or the 24 steps or whatever it is you need to know about buying a house. Okay. You can even change this front cover one day to say the 7 mistakes home buyers should never make, and that becomes the intro, and then you still have the rest of it's in there as your guide. So many ways to reskin this and remarket this, reuse this, repurpose this. So you want to make the offer, and then you want to have them register by typing something in, their name, their email address, whatever info it is that you want to get. So I'm going to show you several ways in which to do this. All right. So a clean, nice, easy software for this is called Opt-in Monster. So I have a link below in this video, and if you use my code Ballen, you'll save 25% on the everyday price, whatever that happens to be, of Opt-in Monster. So you can check that out. Click the link below and then use the code. With Opt-in Monster, not only are you able to create all these different types of offers that are pop-up, slide-in, bars, full screens, whatever, they will also give you what's called a monster link that you can then use on a paid ad or on social media. And when somebody clicks that link, this pop-up happens and then they register. So let's look at this one, for example. I think, can I see the preview here? So let me go to edit it. And we'll take a look at this preview pop-up. Okay, so you see how that just shook and popped up like that? That is what your offer will look like, okay? So if I were to just go create a new offer with Opt-in Monster, I'm gonna go to create a new campaign, and I have tutorials on Opt-in Monster. I have lessons in Ballen Academy if you're in my coaching programs on how to use Opt-in Monster. But basically what you do is you say, okay, what do I wanna create? I wanna create a pop-up, okay? Now, the other nice thing about Opt-in Monster is that these pop-ups, you have these display settings that literally allow you to say, only show this pop-up if somebody's a new visitor or has been on the website before or is on this page but not this page, or only show this pop-up if this person has visited this page and this page, then show them this pop-up. I mean, you can get so intricate. Only show this pop-up if somebody exits the website. Only show lots and lots and lots. It also measures conversion rates. So we could take 6 different, let's just take 2. We take 2 covers of our ebook, right? So we're going to compare a yellow cover to an orange cover, or the little blue house icon against a red icon, or the cartoon character against this cartoon character. We're going to see if it changes our conversion rates. You can do all of that with Opt-in Monster. So those are some of the advanced strategies that were the reason why I actually chose Opt-in Monster for these lead magnets, okay? Also, I like that I can put them inline, inside my content, embedded in the page, not just as a pop-up. Okay, lots of cool things here. So you can scroll down, you can preview all the different types of guides here that they have. And what you can do is you can preview what they look like. Oh, that's funny. I just happened to pick the exact same one that we just looked at. Okay, so you could change this picture to be a picture of your ebook, that cover, and then this would be your guide. So for example, I'm going to go back here and we're going to take a screenshot of our cover page. Shrink that down a little bit, and I'm just going to take a screenshot. Or you can also go to save images, all of that. Okay. Or do something like that. And then I go back to Opt-in Monster and I pick the one. Let's use that one. So click Use Template. What do you want to call your pop-up? Free Home Buyer Guide. Or you can call this the First Time Home Buyer Guide. Remember, you can use the same book and retitle it. First Time Home Buyer Guide. How to Buy a House in Las Vegas. Moving to Las Vegas. I mean, you can repurpose that in so many ways. Free Home Buyer Guide. And which website do I want this to show up on? I want it to show up on my real estate website. Ballen Vegas and Go Summerlin. I have 2 real estate websites. Okay. Then we're going to go to Start Building. Okay. Now, right here, we're going to click on, we want to replace that image with another image. So get rid of that one by clicking the trash can. Then click Select Upload Image. Select from Computer. Browse for your picture. It'll load it up for you. Beautiful. That was so easy and so perfect. And then here, we're going to change this little welcome to, and we're going to call this How To, and then Fashion News, Buy a House, and then this one in Las Vegas, and then your little descriptions, everything you ever needed to know about buying a house in Las Vegas. And then here You can change this to like get the guide, or I could say free ebook. Again, you can test these. So get the guide and then enter your email here. Now, here's what I will tell you. The more fields you put in a sign up form, the less conversions you'll get. I oftentimes now, if I really like to get a phone number because I use SMS, text messaging, campaigns and whatnot. So it depends on what my goal is for this. But if I really just want to get more people downloading the guide so that they have this in their hands, I'm going to go with email only. Now you can use software like Spokeo to put in an email. It'll pull up if that person's on any social channels, if they have any business associations, and oftentimes you can find out who that person is. Now that doesn't give you necessary spam rights. They didn't, but if you want to give them the option, so right here, sign up, I'm going to put instant download, something like that. What are they getting? Okay. Now, if I want to, I can add a little checkbox here that says, by accepting this ebook, I understand I'm going to be added to Lori's list of buyer tips. And you could force them to check it or not check it. I advise strongly that if you're going to add them to an email list, that it's disclosed in some way when they submit that email. Okay, so you could do that by adding. Let's see. We want to add a little text, so I'm going to go to add blocks, and I'm going to add text. Actually, is there opt-in fields? Let me see what that does. Hold on. I'm going to put it right there. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. I'm forgetting at this very moment where that checkbox is. But for right now, let me put it down here, this little text. Is there a checkbox there? Okay, there is one that has it, but I'll have to come back to that. So underneath that, I would put something like, you will also receive Lori's best real estate tips, market reports, and local info. Unsubscribe anytime with your link, or unsubscribe anytime. Then you can make that whatever font it is that you think people will still see it, but it's not killing your screen here. Okay, so that works. You will also receive Lori's best real estate tips, market reports, and local info. There's a typo. Unsubscribe at any time. Okay. Somewhere there is a checkbox. Okay. So you can do this here. And then also I like to put my privacy statement. So they do have a little privacy statement written, link here, or I can add it to this since I'm doing this, and I'll put privacy statement. And with the laws right now, it started in Europe, now it's in the States. I know California just rolled theirs out, privacy laws. You don't want to be messing around with getting in any kind of trouble. So I have on Lori Ballen Vegas, I have a privacy statement on each one of my websites. BallenVegas.com, privacy. Let me grab it real quick and I'll explain that. Okay, there it is, privacy policy. Okay, I need to update it and send out an update if it needs updated to everybody. So the privacy laws, I'll put a link in this video. I've got an affiliate link with a couple of these privacy law creators. I think I used freeprivacypolicy.com. I use a template. Here's what you want to be careful of. Basically what the privacy policy is it says, hey, this is how we collect data. And this is how we use the data that we collected, your data. This is how we collect your data. This is how we use your data. And this is how you can opt out to us using your data. And basically, however you actually use their data. Are you retargeting? Are you remarketing to them? Are you emailing them? Are you collecting the data for your analytic reports to see which pages perform best on your, whatever it is? So I used a template, but then I went into each separate segment and updated it to make sure that it was fitting how I actually use their content. Okay, so this is very important to disclose that. You'll also notice I have privacy and cookie policies on my website to comply as well. And then one of the regulations is I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer, so make sure that you're getting advice from legal when it comes to anything legal. But with privacy policies, if you do update your privacy policy, you're required to send it out to everybody that has subscribed. Everybody that's been on your website, you have to send out a privacy policy. It's the pits, one, because you get unsubscribes, and two, because everybody's doing it, especially at the beginning of the year. I don't know if it has to be annual. I need to go look that up. But I do know every time you change it, it's supposed to be dated and sent out to everybody. And you do lose subscribers and whatnot, but it's regulated, it's required. So I have a blog on all of that too. Okay, so we're going to go back to our opt-in monster here, and we're going to paste right on top of privacy statement. I'm going to create a link by going to this little link here, link target, link title, open in a new window, add. And then I need to let them know that's a link. So it doesn't do this automatically. I don't know why. I think if it's a link, it should automatically turn blue and underline. But they're giving us that creative space to choose to do that ourselves. So I'm going to underline it, and I'm just going to turn that blue. And I have privacy statement in there twice. Okay, play with it till you like it. All right, I'm pretty happy with all that. The only thing is, I really would like this to be just one line, so I might make that one smaller. There we go. Okay, so how to buy a house in Las Vegas, everything you ever needed to know about buying a house in Las Vegas, get the guide. You can play with fonts if you don't like the fonts. I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, then the next step you're going to do is you're going to go to display rules, and this is where you'll pick all the things that happen. Okay, if they're on this website, time on page is at least 5 seconds, or time on website is at least, maybe you don't want an instant pop-up. Maybe you want to give them 30 seconds to be on before that pops up. That's fine. Maybe you will only want it to be on exit. I have lots of training on all of these different steps, but here we'll just leave it that way, okay? And I'm not going to get fancy with this today. I just kind of want to give you the idea. Then you're going to click next, show the campaign view. Oh, you know what we forgot to do on display rules, on design? Once they click that button, instant download, where do you want that to go? So button, instant download, where do you want it to go? So click action. I want it to go where? Okay. So if you wanted to, you could get rid of that email and do a redirect, which I'm going to show you. Like, we're going to build a landing page and listings to lead, so I can show you how to do a landing page if you want. You could have this redirect to that page where it collects the data. Lots of different options. But I'm going to go to a view would mean success page. Okay, wait. So here, maybe you want this picture to be of you now, or maybe you still want it to be of your guide, or maybe you want this to be somebody saying thank you. Whatever you want it to be, select the image. I'm not going to get fancy right now. I'm just going to use the same one. Email sent. Thank you for subscribing. I also, as a best practice, something I like to do is I like to include whatever it was I was offering on the success page. So what we do is, once our PDF is done, so in our case, we saved that as a PDF, we need to get a link for that PDF, okay? Now, there are so many things you could do. You could upload it into Dropbox, and you could use a public link. You can use any kind of software that will allow you to upload a file and get a public link. You can upload it to your autoresponder and get a link. You can upload it to WordPress and get a link. So I'll give you a little example here. We will go over to my WordPress website. This is the website. This is the one that my brothers build over at Ballen Brands. These are called Ballen real estate websites. So I'm going to go up to New, and I'm going to click Media. What we're going to do is we're going to get that PDF uploaded to my website and get a link. Select Files, grab your PDF, How to Buy a House, and click Open. Okay. Now we have it open here. Click Edit. Okay, this link here, this is your file URL right here. That's your file URL. That is the link. So let me show you how it works. If somebody has that link and they go over to any tab and paste it in, there's your PDF. So I like to give them that link when the offer's shown so that no matter what happens afterwards, once they register, they can get that link. Now there's another option. If you wanted to, you could actually say right here, what do I want to happen when somebody clicks here? So they've given you their email. On instant download, click on button, action, and change this to redirect to a URL, and you can paste that PDF in there. So what will happen now, instead of them landing on this thank you page, they are immediately taken to this link. Okay. Now the drawback is, and again, there might be a way to do this, and I'm new to Opt-in Monster and have not figured out. I just have been on there for a few months. I have to chat with them and ask them if there's a way to get that link to open in a new window, because I don't really want to take them away from my website to go to the PDF. And I don't see anything here that says open it in a new window. So that I would have to message them to ask them. But that is a way to, without having an email autoresponder of some other sort to email them, they will immediately get that PDF and go to your instant download PDF guide. Or you can send it to the success page. Email sent, thanks for subscribing. I'm going to go to add a block, and I'm going to click, I'm going to put a text there underneath. Where did it go? And I'm going to say, take me to the ebook now. And then I'll highlight that. And I could make that a button if I wanted to. Link, open in a new window, add, make that blue so that they know it's a link. And underline it. Maybe make the font a little bigger. Okay, so you can also do that. So in all of these cases, I'm making sure that if my autoresponder fails for any reason, I've given them what they asked for. Okay, but that's a personal choice completely. Then also when they register, where do I want that email address to go? I want to collect this in a CRM of some sort. What you do is you go up here to integrations, and you can click monster leads, and they will just all be collected inside your monster lead, inside your Opt-in Monster platform. But you can also go to add new integration and choose your email provider. So ActiveCampaign, Aweber, Bronto, Campaign Manager, CM Commerce, Constant Contact. That's one that I use. ConvertKit's another very popular one. Infusionsoft is my favorite personally, although it's pretty geeky. HubSpot's great for the larger businesses. A lot of people are using MailChimp. So it's got a lot of choices here for you. So I could put, okay, I want this to drop into Infusionsoft. Actually, in my case, my real estate one goes into Constant Contact right now. So I'll put Constant Contact, email provider, pick your account, and then click connect. And then you can also tag it. So email provider list, what list do I want them to go in? And then I would go in and create a list called how to buy a house, which I haven't done yet. And then just put it in there, and then it will be set for you. I have to go back in and create the list to do that. Okay. Then you go into publish. Boom, done. Okay. Now I'm not going to turn mine on live because I need to go finish my ebook first before I make that live. So that's how you can do this with Opt-in Monster. You can use Infusionsoft for pop-up forms and delivery. You can use Constant Contact, has landing pages, pop-up forms, and delivery. So it doesn't have to be, Opt-in Monster just has all those bells and whistles that I was telling you about with all those different analytics and display options. If you're not ready for all that, you could use the form that comes on Constant Contact, or you can set up a basic Infusionsoft form that'll do that job for you, okay? In addition, I want to plus this video now for those of you that have listings to leads. So you can also create a landing page with listings to leads in which to make your offer and have it delivered. A lot of you guys that follow me, a lot of my coaching clients are using listings to leads. I've been using it, gosh, I don't know how long it's been now. Is it a decade? Well, I had to have to look, a long, long time. So they have chat bots, they have, oh my gosh, home valuation, instant home valuation landing page calculators, marketing tools, checklists, post on Craigslist tool. I mean, it is endless, you guys. So it's incredible. Now, if you use my link, you get an extended trial. So if you just go to Listings Leads, you can set up for a free trial. But if you use my link, listingsleads.com/ all lowercase, type in the word Ballen, or use my link below, listingsleads.com/Ballen. You see right here, Lori Ballen invites you to a 30-day free trial versus the 14 days everybody else gets. So if you want to check this out and see if it works for you, you can try it with my trial, no risk, no cost. If you do wind up making a purchase of Listings Leads, I do benefit. Okay, so go over here to landing pages, add new landing page, scroll down to free report. So custom free report, buyers. Click add a landing page. Oh, location, add a landing page. Okay, once you find your landing page, click on it. We're going to go, this is what it would look like if we didn't make any changes to it. Okay, there are other landing pages besides this one for a free report, and you can make this look like your offer. We can change the image to look like the front of our ebook. We can change this offer to say whatever we want. Now, what's cool with this is they can actually then register with Facebook, and you can get your chatbots to fire if you're following my chatbot lessons. So if that's your focus, it might be worth letting the Opt-in Monster pop up and then sending them to this landing page to collect their info. Now, this landing page, these will automatically deliver your PDF for you. You can use them in lots of different ways. Like I said, you can fire the bots. You can put other links on here if there's something else you wanted to put on here, and not have to have a separate anything. If you just wanted to start with what you already have and you're using Listings Leads, or you want to start off, in some other way. If we were to go here to look at custom free report, custom landing pages. So look at this one, free HUD report, add landing page. You can still edit, I believe, all of these if you find something that you like the general layout better. Yeah, see, drop image here, drop image here, change the header, change the title. So the title would be free 97-page guide. And then your subline is going to be how to buy a house. So you're going to take all of those same things that we just did over there, but you're going to put them over here. Okay, you can embed these landing pages on your website. There's so many things. And here's the autoresponder. So see here, create your email so that it goes out automatically, and then attach your, put your link in here. And if there isn't a way to do an attachment, I can't remember, you can still put your link right here. And then you would just go up here and link it. And then you can send it to them that way. I haven't played with that one in a while since I've been using Often Monster, okay? You can put Facebook pixel codes in here for tracking. So if you want to run this on a Facebook ad and track it, you absolutely can. So there's a lot you can do here. Bottom line, you guys, is there's many ways to do each one of these. The bulk work that needs to be done is to create this article and then go over to your ebook and create an ebook from it. You also could go to Fiverr or a website like Fiverr and say, I need an ebook created for me. Ooh, maybe I should do that just to give you guys an idea. You know what? I'm really tempted to do that. Maybe I'll build one and let them build one, and we'll see what it looks like and how much it costs me. So Fiverr is a platform, and I have a link below. They'll do anything for like $5, but then there's upsell, 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 upsell. So sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 99, sometimes it's 500. But the Fiverr came from everything these gigs, they call them, start at $5, and then they have all these upsells. So I can go I'm going to do this today. I'm going to go get my blog, and I'm going to go over to Fiverr, and I'm going to hire somebody to create me an ebook, and just so I can give you guys the knowledge. So if you're watching this video after the fact, there'll either be a pop-up up above, or I'll put a link below in the description for Fiverr. We can see who does that, okay? You can leverage out every single one of these pieces. There's writers, there's all these people. My brothers at Ballen Brands can create this for you. Lots of ways. So that is your tutorial today on how to create a lead magnet. Subscribe, comment below, let me know how much you love this video. It encourages me to keep making them. Thanks for joining me today.